Sadly, we all must admit that we don't spare a second of our extra time without pulling out our smartphone, iPad, or tablets. Although we deem that they aid us with many positive features, overuse and addiction of electronics has become a major problem. School-going children under the age of 15 should not be provided with unlimited access to smartphones. Let's take a look at the scale of our smartphone usage issue and how smartphones damage the physical, social, mental, and educational lives of juveniles, ranging from infants to teenagers. According to an article from the authors Omasta and Pesta of the scholarly journal Psychology Research, a 2013 study on media use in America indicated 38% of children under 2 had used a mobile device for media. That's an age of children who can barely walk or talk. The same article includes that TISR 2009 advises that children should not have screen time before the age of 3, while the American Academy of Pediatrics 2011 recommends keeping children under age 2 as screen-free as possible due to potential adverse effects on early brain development. Regarding teenagers, author Edward Baig of the USA Today article, Parental Debate, Should Your Kid Have a Cell Phone in School, says, according to nonprofit family media watchdog Common Sense Media, 24% of kids from 8 to 12 years old have their own smartphone, and 67% of their teenage counterparts do, with tweens using an average of about 6 hours worth of entertainment media daily. 6 hours a day is nearly a quarter of the day spent on entertainment. Now that we have a scope of our issue, let's talk about some physical health issues. According to an article from Team Health Nemours, a medical foundation for children health, the light from a phone or laptop confuses the brain into thinking it's time to wake up instead of fall asleep. Dr. Nicole Birkins, PhD, a clinical child psychologist, writes that using devices near bedtime increases the likelihood of problems falling asleep. That's why parents usually get the common complaint of, Mom, I can't go to sleep, or I'm not sleepy yet. Dr. Birkins' patients also tell her about some points where they get notifications or texts in the middle of the night, and it just makes it harder to go to sleep. She explains that these nighttime interruptions can have highly negative effects on the child's mood, behavior, focus, and all other aspects of behavior the next day. Now, another physical problem linked to smartphones is obesity. According to a new study from Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, teens who spend many hours a day on smartphones, tablets, or computers may be more likely to become obese than those who don't spend as much time on these electronics. Additionally, the article Screen Media Exposure and Obesity in Children and Adolescents from the Pediatrics Journal says, screen media exposure is one of the best documented causes of obesity in children. The same article tells us that the higher time spent on the screen, the higher intake of high-calorie, energy-packed foods, which relate to consequential obesity. Now, the next thing related to physical health is mental health, and this too is also impacted by electronics and smartphones. According to Kutcher and Rosen, authors of the book Digital Media, How to Balance Screen Time and Why It Matters, electronic communication may result in superficial relationships hampered by lack of face-to-face communication. Dr. Birkins also says that excessive screen time also leads to a reduction in quality family time, and an increase in serious parent-child conflicts can result from frequent use of cell phones and media. The book, Digital Kids from Before, also adds that this reduction in the amount of time spent engaging in face-to-face interactions with adults and peers can result in poorer social skills, increased social anxiety, and lower quality relationships overall. What's more, watching YouTube videos, social media posts, and other sources from a smartphone leaves these young kids with mixed emotions. Let's take a flashback to our student days, and let's remember what test anxiety was like. We barely could sleep because we knew we had a test the next morning, or we had butterflies in our stomach. The article, Is Your Online Addiction Making You Anxious? By anxiety.org says that feelings of self-consciousness or a need for perfectionism can arise, which often manifests itself into social anxiety or pervasive thoughts indicative of obsessive-compulsive disorder. This is social anxiety of this day's generation, which is far worse than the test anxiety we used to face. Last but not least, the use of smartphones is draining the quality of students' education. The constant use of texting, checking applications, opening the phone is making a significant mark in the classroom. Back to the book titled Digital Kids, nearly 90% of teachers felt that technology has created a distracted generation with a short attention span. According to a State Farm infographic titled The Effects of Too Much Screen Time, 4 hours of daily screen time is linked to a full grade level drop in average GPA. So if you're at a B, you're going down to a C, and a C is going down to a D, inching closer to failure. In conclusion, just brushing over the topic of utilizing smartphones in the age range of infants to young teens uncovers several drastic physical, social, mental, and educational complications. Handing over a smartphone to your child so she could stop crying, or to your teen so they could fit in with peers, just destines negative consequences. Limiting those hours of screen time and smartphones itself, especially for the younger members of the family, is one small leap for each individual group, but a large protective leap for this generation. Thank you.